guys, it's me, your ghost time, and I'm here with my sister, and we're gonna be doing a 3 a.m. video.
Visit my channel, it's named Froggy.
And then to show you that it's 3 a.m. 3 a.m. 3:11 actually. We're gonna be watching scary videos. Okay, let's set the vibe. Okay, we set the vibe.
I have some scary videos I was watching before.
Okay. Can you please turn that off? Okay, thank you. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below a scary emoji. Actually, comment down below a ghost emoji. And we're not going to be showing our face when we watch the video because I have only my phone to record with. I'm not a pro like you other people. Oh, and we're gonna be eating these.
Yeah, they're like
they're
like
the squeezy things.
Yeah.
The red one's my favorite. I don't want to get any of this on my bed.
Oh. Just do that. Yep. I want to try the red one.
My favorite shorts. Yep.
Ooh.
Is this one good? We have to share because that one's my favorite.
I'm gonna take a bite.
A bite. Just wrist. The red one's my favorite.
And I'm gonna take a bite of the blue. And do not give us hate comments about, ew, that's nasty that you're sharing out of the same cup. We do not care.
We do not care.
We're stepsisters.
Sharing the same germ for 7 years.
We've known each other since we were 2. Well, 3 and 2. That was... as soon as we're done with this, I'm brushing my teeth. Again.
Here.
Okay.
Okay, one more bite.
So good.
Same. Sorry.
Yes, subscribe to her channel.
Froggy. Frogge. With 2 frog emojis. One at the start and one at the beginning.
You said the beginning and the start.
In the end.
Hey, they're so sticky now.
Let's go brush our teeth.
No, I'm doing it after the video because I don't got no time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay.
I'm gonna go brush my teeth now.
I'm about to start.
Actually,
okay.
we're gonna eat more of that, right?
Yeah.
So let's not.
When we're done eating it, we can do it. Okay. We're about to watch the videos. So when I say please like and subscribe, bro, you know that video I made about the ghost? I am not kidding. My house is haunted.
Seriously, there's this boy
that
who, like, watch. I'll do like a reenaction. Okay.
He peeks around the corner.
Watch. I'll act like him.
Wait, let me. Yeah, he does that. He peeks around the corner. Okay. Okay. Let's get to the video. And I'm wearing SpongeBob because I don't wear regular bras when I'm sleeping. If y'all wanted to know, I don't know why I said that. I'll probably edit it out or just beep. Okay. Let's get to the scariness.
Yeah.
Top 5 ghosts caught on camera. Lady in the water. Debbie Morales and her friends are tubing down the canals of the Isabella River in Puerto Rico when she begins to record with her phone. Debbie can be heard screaming and laughing until her camera catches something in the water that quickly makes her lose her voice. Debbie posted the video to Facebook, saying that she saw a scary apparition in the water. She asked friends to take a look and see if they saw the same thing in the video. And they did. Online viewers speculated that the image could be anything from the ghost of a drowning victim to a body in the water. And some even went so far as to suggest that it might be a mermaid. Now, the most bizarre part of this video is that whatever this is almost seems to lunge toward Debbie before disappearing back into the water. But what do you think? Is this just a strange trick of the light or a reflection? Or did Debbie catch something supernatural on camera? You decide. Meanwhile, on TikTok. TikTok user Alexander Henderson says that throughout his life he's always been prone to sleepwalk during the night. One morning he wakes up to find his front door wide open. When he checks his security camera, he's shocked by what he finds.
The reef isn't in the right place anymore, so I'm just going to go quick bit. Got way people on the ones outside. Just 1 second, there's so much.
Alexander seems to be sleepwalking and speaking gibberish when something hanging next to the door starts swinging around on its own, and an empty water jug slides right across the floor. Alexander opens the door, walks outside, and suddenly screams. He says he has no recollection of what happened to him and has no idea why he screamed. Now, Alexander says he's experienced supernatural activity before, so he begins to suspect that he might have seen something paranormal while sleepwalking. Then, only a day later, this happens. A chair moves on its own, the fridge door opens, and what appears to be a pack of plastic spoons is launched off the kitchen counter. Over the next few months, nothing much happens. But then late one night, Alexander is hanging out at his friend Adam's house when he sees something truly chilling. A strange-looking woman wearing a red dress appears to be watching Alexander from the building across the street. Alexander claims that when his friend Adam finally came over to see what was going on, the creepy woman had disappeared. While there, Adam asks Alexander to take a look at a speaker that's been acting up and might be broken. Alexander is still recording and captures something terrifying.
Button on the top and press it. There's a few here to see. Press the one in the middle.
Did you see it? In the reflection of the window, the same woman in red can suddenly be seen standing behind Alexander in the doorway. When he pans around, the woman has moved in an instant and is now standing right next to him. Who or what could this eerie-looking figure be? Could it be a spirit that attached itself to the sleepwalking TikTok user? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide. This next creepy video went viral on TikTok, but it was originally recorded by Indonesian Twitter user Gustadang. Gus explains on Twitter that he was flying from Surabaya, Indonesia to Bali, and that he was the very first passenger to board the empty plane. As Gus is boarding, he records a video to send back to his wife. When he looks back at his footage, he spots something truly chilling.
Selamat malam. 15B.
Someone or something that seems to be cloaked in black can be seen moving around in one of the seats. But when Goose walks by the seat, there's no one there. Gustadang's video has been watched over 14 million times, and many viewers believe that the strange figure in the video could be the spirit of a deceased passenger. But what do you think? TikTok user Jim works at what he believes to be a haunted hospital in New Jersey. Early one afternoon, a security camera in one of the hospital's hallways captures something very creepy during Jim's shift.
One moment.
A supply cart can be seen rolling down the hallway on its own, freaking out the hospital staff nearby. Jim and his coworkers have no idea what could have moved the cart. But things are about to get even stranger. Another CCTV camera in the hospital's laundry room records something absolutely unnerving.
Board it from here.
Oh, Andrew. No way. No way. Jim.
Send me the video when you.
Oh, I'm gonna.
The best is when the other one comes over. It's like it didn't want to see the front of it. You know, it's
Yeah.
funded so that he didn't have to look at it no more. Whoever's in that room. Oh my God.
Jim.
Madeline, you didn't see. Come and look at the second one. Here comes the second one. No, the second one's moving now.
No way.
Watch the second one. Then the second one falls off. And the lady comes in from Do Diagnostics. She don't know what to say. She was like,
She was on FaceTime with somebody.
look, watch. Watch the second one. Any second now.
It happens.
Who's spinning it?
It happens.
Look.
This does not happen.
Look. The ghost. Look.
Look at it.
Who's spinning it?
It's spinning.
It's spinning the cycle. It's got to be spinning.
There's no way
Isn't
that
that
they spin.
bolted?
There's no. I don't care if it's bolted or not. They don't spin like that. Mine ain't bolted in my house. Mine don't come and walk around my
That's
living
true.
room. Look.
That's true.
Look how that one just came out. How'd it come out like that? That was pushed out. I don't
Yep.
care what nobody says. You can tell me whatever you want.
Me too. I can't wait to show everybody.
Look here, wait.
Where's Keith?
Show them the thing. Look here. Look at this. Look at tell me.
No way.
There's a ghost here.
No way.
I'm showing them the ghost in the back.
The ghost?
Oh, did you ever see what happened last night? Forgot about it. The laundry
We'll
room.
die.
You'll die. The laundry, all the laundry things are there.
Yeah.
Like it my whole life. The laundry, all the laundry things are there.
Yeah.
They just start moving. They just start coming out and moving and going in circles and what you call it.
Are they on?
Come and look. Yeah. But it's crazy. I
No,
never
this
saw anything
makes
like it in my
no
whole life.
Heavy washers and dryers slide across the floor as if they weigh nothing, seemingly moved by some unseen force. Jim and his fellow hospital workers can't believe their eyes as they watch the CCTV monitor.
Okay, so it's not set up how it used to be. We changed the lights because we were scared. It's not set up. So now we're gonna watch story times about scary things.
Story time.
Yeah. And yeah. See you at story time.
figure. I had my friend Olivia come over to watch movies. So my house is super fucking paranormal, and this is the first incident I had. So in 6th grade, I had 3 friends over and we were playing hide and go seek. So I hid in the pantry and there's no way anybody could hear me. There's no vents and I wasn't even talking. So I'm sitting there like, cause like I wanted the wind to fuck. So I'm sitting in there and 10 minutes pass and I hear my friends talking downstairs. So I go down there and I'm like, did y'all give up? And they look at me, they're like, we thought you were in the crawl space. I was like, no. They were like, no, we were literally talking to somebody in the crawl space. And they said like it was this little girl like asking for help and shit. So I get freaked out and I'm like looking around, I'm like, what the fuck? And around 2 minutes later, the doorknob to the crawl space starts going like this, like shaking and shit. So I literally had a heart attack and I was like, okay, we're leaving. So we grabbed all of our shit, we grabbed my dog and we went in front of the house. I called my dad crying. I was like, there's something in this fucking house. And he was like, no, the fuck there's not. So he gets home, he checks the house. He's like, y'all are stupid. Like, there's no shit here. But we all heard it and we all saw the doorknob shake. And it only got worse from then. The night this happened, my sister had a hard time falling asleep. So she got up to get some water, you know. When she walked out of her room to go to the kitchen, she noticed my dad's door was open. And he never leaves his door open or sleeps with his door open. But she ignored it and she went to the kitchen to get some water. So as my sister's walking back to her room, she turns around and looks at my dad's door and sees this yellow blob figure with like auras coming out of it. So my sister stares at it for a good 2 minutes. And this bitch sprints back to her room. And this bitch could not sleep. Like, she stayed in her room, she couldn't sleep. So in the morning, she wakes me up and she tells me what happens. And because of what happened the night before, I'm like, okay, this is not normal. This is not fucking normal. So I tell my dad and he didn't believe us because, you know, we just daydream. Like, kids, it's not real. So we looked up the meaning of seeing this type of figure. And I remember just reading it's evil. And then it could possibly be a skinwalker, but I don't believe that. I know what skinwalkers are and I don't think that was a skinwalker. And as always, it only gets fucking worse. Okay, here's part 3. So I'm going to tell you the reason why I think there is a demon or a ghost following me. So I used to live in a very, 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 very small town named Moni, Illinois. And that's like the house I grew up in. And I loved it. It was full of happy memories, this and that. But then my dad got a little bow thing, so we had to move to Indiana. So instead of selling the house, he decided to rent it out. I don't know, something to do with money, so he could get more dough, baby. So he rents out the house, and he's having nobody rent it until he gets his family that decides to rent it out. And it was a husband, a wife, and 2 kids. So around a month after living there, shit went to the roof. One night, the husband decided to shoot and kill his wife, sprayed the entire house with bullets, and then shot the daughter, she lived, and then drove off. He drove off and killed himself. Here it is. Crazy part is, they were killed in my bedroom. Here's a part 4 to my haunted house. I was in 7th grade and every day I had read a page from the Bible because I was really scared of my house. Well, of course, this night I did not read it. I was like, it's fine. So I was having a really hard time falling asleep, so I'd put my head to the side, close my eyes, put my head back up, and open my eyes. And that continued for like a few hours. I just couldn't fall asleep. So I turn my head over and I look up and I see a dark figure around 6 foot tall, like through my mirror. Like it was in the mirror. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, so I turned my head really slowly, I closed my eyes, and I turned my head again. And it was still in the mirror, just standing there. It was so tall. I just remember how tall it was. Completely black. It was lanky and skinny. At this point, I know it's not my eyes playing tricks on me. And no, it was not sleep paralysis. I could still move. So I turned my head really slowly, and I closed my eyes, and I tried to fall asleep. I literally woke up the next morning crying because of how scared I was. Top 5. Okay, so around 2 summers ago, me and my sister were just chilling in our room watching YouTube. My dad was in his room watching TV. And me and my sister haven't left our room in like maybe 2 hours. We were about to go to bed. And then my dad just starts calling our name. He's like, Ashley, Kayla, get over here. I'm like, bro, what? So we go into his room and he's like, which one of you just went into the kitchen? And me and my sister look at each other. We're like, none of us went in the kitchen. And he looks at us. He goes, yeah, one of you went into the kitchen. I know you did. And me and my sister look at each other and we're like, we have been in our rooms the whole time. So my dad grabs his gun and he looks around the house. There's nobody there. So I'm like, yo, what did you see? Like, what did you see? And he was like, I saw a tall black figure walk into the kitchen. Kind of like what I saw in my mirror. So I go back to my room, I shut my door, and I try to go to bed. Around 11 o'clock, everybody in my house got woken up to a huge shatter from downstairs. I got up, my heart was in my stomach because I thought someone broke in because it sounded like a window breaking. My dad grabs his gun and we all go downstairs. And my lizard's 20-pound cage was on the floor broken. My house has a huge glass window in the front of it that shines in moonlight at night. And a few nights after my dad saw the shadow figure, I had my friend Olivia come over to watch movies. It was around 9 o'clock at night, my dad's out at a bar. I'm over here making popcorn and I hear my friend scream. So I go over to her and she points out on the floor the shadow of somebody hanging from a noose swinging back and forth. I immediately start looking for something that could cause that shadow, but there was nothing. And every time you look at the floor, you'd see a shadow, somebody swinging back and forth on a noose. So my sister tries to calm us down and takes us down to the basement to watch a movie. Around 5 seconds later, the Alexa went off talking about a murder. So we run upstairs, we lock my door, and we just sit in there. My dad eventually got home, so we calmed down and we tried to go to bed. But around 3 hours later, my dog, who never barks, started barking at the wall. Tell me that shit ain't crazy, but as always, it gets worse. Okay, this one isn't long, but it definitely adds to the paranormal. So this one time, I was hanging out with this kid. And I was out like an hour past my curfew, but I didn't really care because I thought my dad was asleep. So I pull up to my house and this kid's like, your dad's awake. I was like, there's no way he's awake. He has to get up at 3 a.m. and it's 10 p.m. He's like, no, I just saw someone standing outside the window and walk away. So I'm like, okay, great, I'm gonna get my ass beat. So I go inside, I'm ready to get yelled at, and I don't see my dad. So I go into his room and this man is passed out snoring. So I was a little freaked out because my dad was asleep, so who did he see? So it's either a man living in my attic or it might be a little ghost. So around a month after we had our 7th paranormal experience, I was kind of calming down because usually this stuff would happen like every 2 days, but it had been a month and nothing had happened. So I took the day off of school because I was really tired. My sister was at school, my dad was at work. So I was completely home alone. So I'm laying in my bed watching YouTube, just chilling out, and I hear these big footsteps, like boots hitting the floor. And my heart, so I called my grandma, I'm home alone. So I'm laying in my bed watching YouTube, just chilling out, and I hear these big footsteps, like boots hitting the floor. And my heart drops because who's in my house? I'm home alone. So I'm just sitting there in my bed listening to these huge footsteps walk towards my room. And I'm this close from hiding in my closet when they just stop. So I called my grandma crying. I was like, someone's in the house. And she was like, okay, grab a knife and look around. So I look around, there's nobody. Like, my house was completely empty. So I go back to lay down, and around 3 hours later, I hear the same footsteps going up the stairs. And at this point, I knew I wasn't imagining things. So I spent the rest of my day outside on my back porch until my sister got home. So one night, me and my sister were up just watching YouTube. It was around 10 p.m., not too late, you know? So I'm chilling in my room, and out of nowhere, this screaming just starts. I mean, the best way to describe it is like a woman running for her life or like screaming for her life. So I get up and I run to my sister's room, and I'm like, yo, come in my room, you have to hear this. So she gets in my room and she hears the screaming. But the weird thing is, we both agreed on this, is that it didn't sound like it was outside. It sounded like it was in the walls. It sounds so weird, but it sounded like it was in the walls. So we went outside, you didn't hear it. Went in my room, you heard it. So we wake my dad up and we tell him to come over here and hear this. And this dude is like, I don't hear anything. But me and my sister can hear it perfectly fine, but you're telling me you can't hear it? So I go downstairs because I don't really want to hear the screaming. And I'm sitting down there watching TV. And I go back up there and it's complete silence. And y'all, I ain't making this shit up. I don't have the mind to make this shit up. This one day, me and my sister got home from school. We were just upstairs eating some food. And we just hear this huge thud on the wall downstairs. And it continued with like 10 more of those huge thuds. So we look at each other and we go down there to see what could be causing the noise. And there was nothing. There was nothing that could have caused the noise. So I was like, okay, maybe it's just the house making noise. I don't know. So we go back upstairs. My dad gets home and it's whatever. So it's later that night, me and my sister are literally passed out. And I wake up to the biggest crash. Like, oh my God, the house shook. It was so loud. So me and my sister jump out of our bed and we run into my dad's room. And his door was open. And my dad was passed out asleep, but his bathroom light was on. And we go in there, and a shelf that was literally nailed into the wall fell and destroyed the toilet and everything around it, and there was water everywhere. Like, the toilet was cracked in half. So we woke my dad up and we showed him, and he didn't really have anything to say. He didn't know what could have caused it. So my friend, who's also my neighbor, has some weird-ass paranormal experiences, too. So this one night, she was up watching YouTube, you know, chilling, and her room's in the basement. Well, my bitch is just chilling down there when she hears a knock on the window. Not no wind, not no pebble, like a full-on. So this bitch gets up and she runs to the stairs. And then the power in the basement goes out. So the bitch runs up to her dad and tells him what happened. So he runs outside and starts looking for anybody that could be playing a prank or like trying to scare them. So she calls me crying and she's like, hey, can you please look out your window and see if you see anybody running down the road or anything? I didn't see anybody and her dad did not find anybody. I personally don't think it was like a prank or anything because it was a school night and it was really, really, really late. But to this day, we really don't know what it was or what could have caused that. But it is fine. It's so fine. Like, if a little ghostie's knocking on our window, it's fine.
Okay, that's the end of the video.
Bye, guys.
Love you. I know it wasn't any other talking and stuff. Kind of boring, but you should still watch it. So please like, subscribe, and comment down below if you liked it. Ghost emoji, and subscribe to her.
Froggy.
Subscribe to her channel. Bye.
Love you.